1,000 miles. 17 days. 1,000 miles and 17 days. Over the summer, I was deeply moved by an unusual story in the news about an orca whale named Tahlequah. Tahlequah, also known as J35, is part of the southern resident killer whale community. There are 4 whale communities in the northeastern Pacific Ocean, but hers is the smallest and the only one listed on the Endangered Species Act. Until the birth of Tahlequah's second calf in July, there had been no live births in this community for over 3 years. In those cold, rushing waters off the coast of Vancouver, Tahlequah captured worldwide attention in the way she responded when her newborn calf died shortly after being born. Seemingly unable to accept the irreversible biological fact of her loss, she did all she could do. Traveling 1,000 miles over 17 days at the expense of her own physical needs, Tahlequah carried her calf by balancing her on the tip of her nose. Her journey resonated with millions, as it seemed to represent the universal experience of grief. What was so profound about this expression of grief and mourning that captured our collective attention? Why did she carry her calf for so many miles and so many days? Of course, we don't actually know. But we do know that these orcas, like many other mammals, have deep emotional intelligence. And we can assume that this was an expression of profound pain and grief. Presumably, there are a number of things she could have done during those days, but Tahlequah's choice was to carry her calf. Some wondered whether she might be traveling to a burial site, but with no evidence of one, it seems she was engaging in an act of love to carry her and to keep her close, and perhaps a way of holding on when she was not yet ready to let go. Carrying our loved ones who have died is deeply embedded in our tradition. As the book of Genesis concludes, we find Joseph on his deathbed, speaking to his children and making a promise and a request. Vayishba Yosef et bnei Yisrael lemor, pakod yifkod Elohim etchem, v'halitem et atzmotai mizeh. God will bring you back to the land, and when God does so, carry my bones with you. Many years after, right before the Israelites were to leave Egypt, Moses remembers Joseph's words. As the Israelites are preparing for the Exodus, he turns back to retrieve the bones, carrying them out with the people. And the rabbis teach us that the bones of Joseph were placed next to the tablets in the Ark of the Covenant that the Israelites carried with them as they wandered in the wilderness, as if to say, the ones who came before us should be brought with us, as they are intrinsically connected to the ways in which we live each and every day, the choices we make, the values we espouse, and the sacred and holy nature of memory itself. We carry the memory of our loved ones in a sacred place within us. Memory dwells in the holy ark of our beings. Like the Israelites, we hold memory close as we move forward. And it is in moments like Yizkor, a service of memory, when we are reminded of its sacredness. In those cold waters, Tahlequah literally carried the bones of her calf so that she could later carry her memory. And we too carry the memory of our loved ones. We carry them day and night, in moments of joy and pain, with great appreciation and also deep sadness. Many of us also hold on to and often pass down physical reminders of the people we loved. Tangible things such as a voicemail or an old recording, army tags, a photograph, a recipe, a Kiddush cup, or heirlooms of other kinds. We also carry the intangibles, specific memories or moments together, the smell of someone's perfume or cooking, the way it felt to be embraced or hold someone's hand. We hold on to memories because we don't want to let them go. One of the most amazing things about Tahlequah's story was that she did everything possible to be with her calf, to not let her go. And we too do everything possible to be with those we loved, to not let them go. We're here at Yizkor, a time for memory, to continue holding on as long as we can. But ultimately, Tahlequah had to let go of the physical. And we too let go of the physical body, but we hold on to memory, for that never goes away. Remarkably, on Tahlequah's journey, she was never alone. Her pod, her whale family, never left her side. Even though she moved slowly, they were there. When she was tired and could not support the weight of her calf, her pod went down and took turns lifting the calf up. Tahlequah's community accompanied her on her journey. And though they sometimes swam ahead, they never let her fall behind. Similarly, Joseph's memory was carried throughout the wilderness by the entire community of Israel. Our Midrash teaches that the Ark of the Covenant was situated in the middle of the tribes, as if to teach us the power of a community standing around the memories of those who have died. Yizkor is never recited alone. The mourner's Kaddish is said in community. Memories are brought to life when we share them with others. We are the carriers of memory, but it is our community that often carries us. And wherever we are on our journey of mourning, Yizkor provides us a space in time to pause and reflect and remember. Of course, carrying the memories of those we love is not always an easy thing to do. Perhaps the memories are painful or it's too difficult to remember. The Hebrew language speaks to this difficulty. The Hebrew word for one who carries, sabal, shares the same root letters with the word for suffering, hardship, and pain, sevel. It is sometimes difficult to be a carrier of memory, but it is a sacred burden. For it is memory that enables us to be the keeper of souls and stories. And so with recognition of the power and weight of memory, and with gratitude for its place in our lives, I ask for God's blessing in this moment of Yizkor. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotinu. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless this holy community as we come before you. As we come before you, God, to recite Yizkor. Guide us to honor the memories of our loved ones who have died and appreciate the ways in which we have grown and changed since their passing. Grant us the courage and strength to overcome pain. El Rachum v'Chanun, God of mercy and God of grace, we turn to you in times of sorrow, saying, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Bless us with your continuous presence, that we may find joy in realizing the sanctity of human life and live always carrying the memory of those who are no longer with us today. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, who bestows upon us compassion, grace, and love, gifting us the power of memory everlasting. Zichronam livracha. May these Yizkor prayers lift up the memories of those we love, and within us, May the memories of our loved ones be inscribed for goodness in the year ahead.